Hello, it's me here again, Mose from India Rugby. Yeah, this week we're talking Postmortem, Springboks versus England, and then New Zealand as well, the New Zealand game. Quite a lot to cover. It's just absolutely epic clash. It's definitely something that we were well rewarded for the wait. Obviously, Springbok win over England, making back-to-back wins for the Autumn Series challenge now. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Hey everyone, yeah. Cool. Epic clash. I think that is probably the understatement of the month. South Africa versus England. Just one. This two titanic rivals going at it for 80 minutes is just anybody's dream of rugby entertainment. Um, Absolutely fantastic display. Springboks just kept the pressure and just played absolutely masterfully. Unfortunately, a lot of errors made. And I kind of feel that a lot of the points basically conceded to England was mostly due to ball handling errors and discipline on the Springbok side. Andrew Brace warning Sia Kolisi twice for the series of penalties, just one after the other, basically being made. Steenekamp going off with a yellow card after being offside and repeatedly being warned by the referee and the brace on, constantly, bad discipline, bad displays, constantly conceding penalties, three, four, five after one another. So yeah, but all in all, absolute fantastic attacking moves. I can definitely see that Tony Brown's um, influence in as an attacking coach is clearly visible within the Springbok squad. Cheslin Colby proving once again to us why he's probably one of the best players in the world, the most agile sportsman ever. Uh, Long sort of cross kick going to Cheslin Colby, getting it, just giving a bit of a shift, moving out of the way of the oncoming British defender, letting his momentum just take him past, and then accelerating from 0 to 100 within 2 seconds to score the try there. The second one for Cheslin Colby as well, absolutely brilliant try. Sort of a swan dive into the corner there. I mean, just it's absolute, just out of the top shelves sports entertainment for the weekend. Um, there was a bit of a controversy though with I think it was a forward pass called by referee Andrew Brace after being pointed out by the TMO, and I do not agree with that. It, it's, I mean, on closer inspection, and you can almost see that the ball travels backwards. Um, like there's a lot of you talk about when you pass ball when you pass out to teammates. Sometimes the straight pass is regarded as a forward by a lot of referees, trying not to kind of make a mistake, I suppose, or to err on the side of caution. Then they basically, okay, it's a forward pass. They generally call it as a forward pass. Um, But I don't agree with that. I don't think that that ball was forward at all. That ball obviously being a long pass to Kirkley Orenser, that he did eventually, make a score in the, sort of mad dash to the scoring box, and he got it down as a try. But unfortunately, the try not being allowed due to Andrew Brest calling it a forward pass there. Um, a lot of mixed opinions. On that, to me, it didn't look like it was forward. It is marginally, but I don't. Yeah, upon closer inspection, if you really do, slow it down into slow motion and you watch the motion of the ball, it did kind of veer backwards rather than forward or stay in a straight line, basically. Um, but absolutely fantastic play by them. The double charge down. Oh wow! I mean, you cannot teach the stuff. Um, Even it's a bit perfectly, absolutely perfectly, um, telegraphing the scrum off's hoist, charging forward, knocking it backwards. The ball is then regained by Marcus Smith, trying to go for a clearance kick. He's charged down by Peter Steph that then basically follows up and scores the try right in the sort of in the, in the corner there of the try box or scoring or goal box. But it was absolutely fantastic play. Uh, the obviously also the first try scored by Grant Williams. I honestly don't know how I pulled that one out of the hat. It was just a masterful dummy to one side, then seeing the gap, going for it, suddenly finding himself in absolute no man's land. Just British defenders all around, going for some really tactical dummies, and it's how he just actually made it past those defenders, beating about four defenders to score that try in between the poles. Just making it just so easy for Martin Leboeck to kind of to convert that. Um, but that was just obviously, kind of that was just set the tone for the game. And the Springboks pulled some really amazing attack moves out in that one, and just I mean the British didn't have any kind of answer for that really. Um, an English team under Hill scoring his first try as well. Smith again performing quite well. I mean, I don't think he missed a single kick. Pollard's penalty conversion within the second half. Wow, what luck! The second penalty conversion of the second half, which is quite a long kick. It definitely had the aim for that one. So the direction was just absolutely bang on. But the distance just nearly not there. Hitting the crossbar for it to bounce over. And can you be any more lucky in in that regard? Oh my word. I was just I mean I was on my feet. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was just oh my god, it bounced and it went over. I thought it was gonna just, bounce back, play continue, but it actually just bounced like right on top of the crossbar, the momentum taking it over. It was just wow. Can you be that lucky? Um, yeah, two tries by the Brits, one by Strangleholm, and then we've got Strathholm. It's a bit of a weird name to pronounce. I'm so sorry. And then Underhill scoring a try as well. And we've got then two tries scored by Chisholm and Colby, one by Grant Williams and one by Peter Steff, sealing the deal with 29 points to 20. Absolutely well done to the to the South African team, making a back-to-back victories in the autumn series now. France and New Zealand. Um, Epic clash. If I have to say so myself, unfortunately, not the one the New Zealanders wanted, but I mean, French was just on par with their defence. New Zealand is pulling some really strategic maneuvers and attack moves, some fantastic moving, ball moving, attacking strategies that could really fool some of the best of them, but didn't quite fool the French. Excuse me. Ramos converting the first penalty goal of the game. Lakai basically, scoring a try, then converted by Barrett. And then yeah, that was the kind of the trend for it. Two tries by New Zealand in the first half, um, both converted by Bowden Barrett, and then one penalty goal by Bowden Barrett. We have seen one try for the French by Bureau, excuse me, and then conversion by Ramos. Then the second half didn't go quite as well as New Zealand would have wanted. Fantastic attack moves by them, including by Damien McKenzie, coming in around about the 60th minute. Just couldn't break through the New Zealand. Sorry, not New Zealand, but the French defence there. Two tries scored by the French in the second half, and a lot of the rest was just penalty goals. McKenzie hitting them off every single time. There was an instance though within the second half, McKenzie basically going down, trying to pass the ball out. Within the ruck, and he's basically getting a clearance against him. It seems like there was head contact, but no yellow card issued. Um, Also, I think there was a kind of a tackle. Both players did kind of dip into the tackle. I don't think there was a head contact, but you know, it's the tackler's responsibility to dip lower. They were penalised for it, but no yellow card. Um, the ref over there being from Georgia, so I don't know if he was fairly new to it and everything, but yeah, the one ruck clearance by the French should have been a yellow card. I feel there was some serious. I think there was kind of head contact to Damien McKenzie with the shoulder, but again, just receiving a penalty and nothing more. Um, Again, talking about the consistencies of the ref in every game. Not, I mean, rules are rules. Rules are there. Some of the refs, strictly adhere to the rules, like we've seen in the Springboks versus England game. Andrew Brace was very strict on all his calls. Most of the ones that he's seen. Um, there was an instance within this, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think there was a high tackle on either Grant Williams or Curtly Aronson, excuse me, that wasn't called. That you could see, obviously, watching it on the TV, but the the TMO then calls Andrew Brace's um, attention to another instance I think that resulted in a knock on that he then basically awarded to the English, but completely ignored the high tackle or seatbelt tackle. It was a high tackle, I think, on the the on one of the South African players. I think it was Kirky Arnsa. I'm not too sure. There was a seatbelt tackle that was penalised, but also didn't it basically didn't meet the criteria for a yellow card or anything. There was no head contact, luckily. But then again, the neck roll by Maro Itoje. That was just merely, given a penalty for. Neck rolls in my opinion, should always be a yellow card. How do you grab a guy around the neck, roll him off the loose, a ruck or a loose scrum and everything, but with and keeping it safe? That is almost never a safe movement to have. There's always kind of a degree of danger with neck rolls. Croc rolls, in a manner of speaking, can be mitigating. Um, if like we saw in the match against Scotland, there was a high degree of danger as he did go down on the lower limb of Franco Mostert. So there is a degree of danger there. So that did obviously qualify and meet the criteria for a yellow card. But now you see one, I think it was on Malcolm Marx from Mario Otoje, and no card. That's a neck roll. So again, consistency of refs didn't quite meet the standards in my opinion. But although Andrew Brace was pretty strict in the rules and everything, giving warning to Lucia Kulisi twice. Second warning actually coming very soon after Steenekamp went off with the yellow card, telling Kulisi in no uncertain terms that we've already got one guy in the bin. It's not above him putting a second guy in the bin. So speak to the team. Get your discipline under control. And I feel that a lot of the pressure that was, and I think this was also reiterated by the discussion afterwards within the studio with Braden Polster, I think pointing it out that a lot of the pressure from the English side wasn't due to England creating pressure, but because of ball handling errors and discipline or lack of discipline by the Springboks. Luckily for us, it didn't cost us too much. There was obviously, some penalty goals and tries scored by the English side. I think the English side scored 2 tries in that entire game. So, lack of discipline did cost us a bit, but fortunately for us, not too much. We still, beat the English by a 9-point difference. Which is about 4 points off of my prediction for the game. But yeah, New Zealand losing to France by 1 point. And that is just an absolute shame because the guys played absolutely fantastic. Tepu Vai, Wallace Atiti in the 8th-man position, really, making a mark. Burton Barrett also playing a smashing game. Geordie Barrett, however, going off for a HIA, and I hope he's really he's doing better with that. I hope we're going to see him in the next game for next week. And I'm really, because honestly, he's been playing a smashing game as well. Same for them for most of the New Zealand team. They've really been performing well. Unfortunately, the French defense was just too much for them for that day, and they couldn't make much of an advancement there on point scoring. But yeah, coming for next week, the lineup is going to be South Africa versus Wales. Now, Wales have really not been doing well, suffering a really bad, kind of loss at the hands of Australia. I think it was, 52-20. Not losing, it's not a whitewash. I mean, it's not like 52-0 or 52-7. But still a really bad loss for the Wales team. Georgia losing to Italy 17-20. And then we see, Scotland beating Portugal 15-21. Quite a similar end result to Australia and Wales. But for next week, we are obviously going to see now Wales going against South Africa. And I'm really feeling sorry for them. Wales have been having suffering loss after loss after loss. they have not been doing that well this year, suffering a defeat at the hands of Australia, who has also not been doing very well this year. So they really need to jack it up. We're seeing Ireland going up against Fiji again. I think they went toe to toe right at the beginning of this autumn series. Italy facing off against New Zealand. So Italy also not been doing so well. So I think it's safe to assume that's going to be a win on the New Zealand side. Um, and then Argentina versus France. Argentina losing against Ireland by 3 points. Now, I mean, that's a feather in their cap, in my opinion. Taking on Ireland, and then still a loss, okay, yes, but by such a small margin of 3 points. To have a team as strong as Ireland going up against Argentina, who is not one of the top rated teams in the world, but they have been making extremely fantastic progress in their game and in their strategies, and their defense have really been, been coming a long way, becoming solid. So yeah, they've been doing very well. We're hoping to see a lot more improvement of them these coming next couple of years. Um, and leading up to the 2027 World Cup. And I'm going to make a prediction now that we're probably going to see a very strong and solid Argentinian team going into the 2027 World Cup, possibly making a quarter-final to semi-final for them. So holding thumbs for you guys, you Argentinians. You've really been impressing a lot of people on the international stage. Keep it up. Yeah, so that is the lineup for the coming week. Argentina versus France. We've got Wales versus South Africa. Ireland versus Fiji again. Then we've got Italy and New Zealand. England's not going to be seeing in the next thing. Well, sorry, they're facing off against Japan this coming week. Scotland against Australia. Yeah, I think Scotland's going to take that one. I'm pretty confident in that. And then obviously Georgia and Tonga. That'll be quite an interesting match to watch. Both teams, not to the strongest, but obviously, seeing how they can improve their matches against one another as well. So, but yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you do like my content. And yeah, share if you can, because that also helps with the algorithm and helps my efforts here on the channel and everything. And I'll be seeing you guys hopefully this coming weekend when I'll be covering the lineup again for the different teams for their matches on the weekend. But until then, guys, keep the beers going and peace out.